You know what, Scooter? It's so funny because as you're sitting there and you're talking about the Buffalo Bills and you're saying how this team has been the team of destiny for the last 2 years, and then for some reason or another, they just pull a Buffalo. I think it's safe to say that the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo fan base are starting to sound like the repeat of the Dallas Cowboys and their fan base because every year is going to be their
Ooh,
year, and it just
ooh,
does not happen.
ooh.
So I
But
hate
they
to
are
say
going to
that.
go to the Super Bowl.
I hate
They
to
are.
say that. Well, maybe. Who knows? And you know what? If hell freezes over, both of them will be in the Super Bowl. But I highly doubt that that is going to happen. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beard Zone Sports Talk. I'm one of the hosts. My name is David. I got Carlos, I got Theo, I got Scooter, and we're going to be getting into the AFC East this episode. We're going to be breaking down that entire division, what our predictions are, where the seeding is going to be in our eyes. But before we jump into any of that, we have the NBA and the NHL playoffs happening right now. Big games tonight in Dallas for the NBA. The Mavs are currently taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves as we are recording this. And last I checked, Dallas is handling them pretty well. So if Dallas wins tonight, fellas, they're in. It's Boston versus Dallas for the NBA Finals. Do you guys see it ending tonight?
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The Mavs are just destroying them right now. I don't know what is going on with the Timberwolves. They were playing pretty decent last 2 nights ago. I don't know what's going on. It's very clear that the Mavs are coming to play. Period.
Yeah, they need to end this. They definitely could use a few days off, kind of heal up a little bit, especially Luca. You can see after every game he's icing the knees down, just the little stuff. So if he's got a few days to heal up, it definitely will help them.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Dallas Mavericks win and finish it tonight, so then that way both teams can be relatively healthy going into the NBA Finals. But then on the other side of it, we have the NHL playoffs happening. Big game tonight in New York: the Rangers versus the Panthers. This has been an absolute dogfight. We kind of touched base on it the last episode, but currently the Rangers are up 1-0 against the Florida Panthers. And Florida Panthers have not been one to go away quietly. So this definitely is a game that is far from over. But whoever wins tonight, I think statistically, the odds of them finishing it the next game for Game 6, I think goes pretty high. I don't think we've seen a lot of teams, win Game 6 and then go on and try and win Game 7. So. Where do you guys see this? Where do you see this this battle ending?
I think there needs to be closure for the Rangers, right? So we spoke about this last time. They need to have a lockdown defense, which they've already established in this series before. If you stop the Panthers from scoring multiple goals, you're absolutely going to win. The Panthers have established that they've done the Lightning, they've done the Avalanche type build. They're very youthful, they're very fast, and they're playing like the old school Bruins, right? They're very violent, more or less. They're bruisers, and they're very fast. So if the Rangers can do their lockdown defense like they have done already in this series, it's definitely the Rangers series. On top of that, like, it's really hard to win in New York. So, I mean, I'm not a huge Rangers fan. I'm a mad Lightning fan, and I would love to see Florida start owning hockey for years to come. But I think it's kind of the Rangers' time.
I still think this one's going 7 games. It's just for the Rangers' sake. I don't think if they. I mean, I wouldn't let it go 7 games, but
No.
if they could close it out tonight, that Game 7 is always scary. But it should be. I think it's back in New York, so at least they have the home ice. But for the Rangers, if you can get it closed out before Game 7, I would definitely, that would be the goal for sure.
Yeah, the earlier the better. So then that way, then you can go ahead and rest up for the Stanley Cup, which I believe the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. I know the NBA Finals are scheduled to start on June 6th. I think the NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals, are June 6th as well, or June 5th, one of the two. I don't really know.
They
So,
historically they alternate days.
oh, do they?
Yeah,
I mean, that
that's
makes
mostly
sense.
for TV time and viewership.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, but should be some fun matchups to watch over the next coming weeks. Especially when we get into the battle to win the championship for either sport. But let's get into the NFL, fellas. Jalen Waddle got the bag. 3 years, $84.75 million, 76 of that guaranteed. He's getting about 28, just over 28 million a year, which puts him in fourth, right behind his teammate Tyreek Hill at 30. Then you have Amon-Ra, who is just over 30 a year, and then AJ Brown, who I believe is 32 or 31, something like that, right in there. But this these wide receivers are getting paid, and we still haven't even talked about some of the major ones yet. I mean, we still got Justin Jefferson, we still got Jamar Chase, we got CD. So I mean, like, there's some players out there that should be getting the bag as well.
I think the interesting thing about it is what some of these moves kind of dictate. I know we were talking a little bit before we started recording too. I mean, one of the most interesting things to me is what's going on with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins right now, with both of them not reporting to OTAs because both of them are out together. Like, I want to get paid. And I think I saw a post today. T. Higgins made a post after seeing Nico Collins got the bag, and he made some sort of smarmy post on his Instagram talking about, hey, when they always say that I'm complaining, something about me, I'm complaining all the time, but other people getting paid, all this kind. So it's like, I mean, it's interesting. I know T. Higgins has been he's been the squeaky wheel all off season. I don't know what we're gonna see happen there. I still think that he doesn't make it into the season on this team. Um, and there's another guy in Ayuk that I think also could see some things switch around too, with Debo going somewhere else. We also saw, this is on the much much lower end, but Juan Jennings got paid a 2-year deal, which could be them posturing to get rid of Debo, bring someone else up, and be able to pay Ayuk. So interesting.
Yeah, it's a market that it just seems to be. I mean, I know what these guys are doing. They're trying to hold out so then that way they can get that bag. I mean, hey, get paid. I mean, all of you guys definitely deserve it. But something that I want to touch on really quick though is, did you guys hear about the rumors that Justin Jefferson was going to get traded during the draft?
I did hear
but
that.
they just could not. They could not agree on that. That would have been wild.
Yeah, and they wanted Malik. They were going to trade up and get Malik Neighbors out of it. That was the hope. That's a bold move on their end, man. You got a proven guy who arguably is the number one in the league for. I mean, unless they just got a haul back that was ridiculous. I mean, it could be. I mean, the Cowboys did that with Herschel Walker back in the day when Jimmy Johnson came in. And it shaped up Super Bowl teams. They get Emmett, Troy Aikman out of it, and some other stout players that came with that, and it won them some Super Bowls. But wow, that's the asking price for Justin Jefferson has got to be huge. Plus, the guy's probably in line to get close to $35 million a year. Between that, he's got to get more than AJ. He's at 32.
Yeah, no.
So I mean, 33, 34. That's a lot, man. These guys are getting paid. It's kind of crazy.
My whole
if you look at the
is
impact
that,
of the position, though.
Well, yeah, but if Justin Jefferson, if you're an NFL GM and Justin Jefferson sets the market at $35 million, and you have a wide receiver like a CeeDee Lamb or Jamar Chase, no disrespect to them, but I don't put them at the level of Justin Jefferson. So why would I want to pay them more than what the top wide receiver is getting paid? Or is that just kind of how this goes now? I don't know.
That's just how it goes. Honestly, that's just how
Yeah.
it goes. It has nothing to do with who's the actual best. Like at the end of the day, if a guy is performing at a certain level for a team over a certain amount of years, his agent is gonna go to the team and be like, "Hey, he did X, Y, Z. He wants to be paid like the best wide receiver in the league." It doesn't, they're not going off of specific stats or like, oh, because I mean, it's clear to see that Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league. But just like we see guys undeserving, in the quarterback room and other fields as well, kind of get overpaid. Like it's wide receivers, they're not safe against that either.
Almost every NFL player doesn't have the agent of Kirk Cousins. I don't know at this point.
Dude,
I mean,
dude,
just
come
go
on.
for it, man. Just hire the guy. I don't know what his asking price is, but if you hire him, you're going to be able to afford it. So
Clearly.
but let's dive right on
someone
in.
needs to give him a call.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. Give me that number and I will.
Hey, represent Bird Zone.
Hey, just
Kirk
let you know.
Cousins.
Just let you know.
We're available.
We're almost at 100 subscribers. I don't know if you guys are aware of that, but we're kind of a big deal.
Knocking on that door.
Come on,
knocking on that
We're
door.
getting there.
We appreciate all you guys for hitting that subscribe button. The fact that almost 100 of you guys made the conscious decision to say, "I'm going to subscribe to these guys," whether it's to hear what we have to say next week because you don't agree with it or you like us, hey, we appreciate you. So, let's dive right into the AFC East because I know we're going to make a lot of enemies tonight. And let's just go ahead and start off with the Buffalo Bills. Scooter, your family is from Buffalo. You got some ties to Buffalo. What better person to kick off the Buffalo Bills and your prediction on this team this year?
I just want to reiterate the comment section is most likely going to get blown up because of these videos, and I love it, and keep it coming because we love seeing what everyone says. So the Bills, right? They were the team of destiny for like the past 2 to 3 years, and they pulled the Buffalo, right? They got to a point of hype and fell off the cliff. They fell down the Niagara Falls into the bottom and didn't survive. That is not what's going to happen this year. I believe they're going to be number one in their division. I full-heartedly believe that. Only because of what they're trying to do with the organization in the morale and the culture that they're bringing, right? I got it. You got to play the Dolphins twice. You got to play, the Jets and whatever they're going to be this year because we didn't get to see it last time. And you get automatic 2 wins with the Patriots. So,
fair enough.
Honestly, Josh Allen needs to absolutely prove. Josh Allen absolutely needs to prove it, man. Like that's the name of the game. He either throws a billion touchdowns or a billion interceptions. He has to absolutely flip that around this year. I think he does, with given the caution in the wide receiver core that they have. And I think they go 13-4, number one in the division.
I'm out, boys.
Well, you know what, Scooter? It's so funny because as you're sitting there and you're talking about the Buffalo Bills and you're saying how this team has been the team of destiny for the last 2 years, and then for some reason or another, they just pull a Buffalo. I think it's safe to say that the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo fan base are starting to sound like the repeat of the Dallas Cowboys and their fan base because every year is going to be their year, and it just does not happen. So I hate to say that. But they are going
to go to the Super Bowl.
I hate to say that. Well, maybe. Who knows? And you know what? If hell freezes over, both of them will be in the Super Bowl. But I highly doubt that is going to happen.
Possible in Buffalo.
You have a quarterback that is good enough to just stay on the team and not be cut, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say that. And, but I will say this.
Cheers.
I think the Buffalo Bills are going to, go second in their division. But it's just because I wanted to put a little bit of dirt, on the Dolphins because I know that when we cover the South, Carlos is going to put dirt on the Bucks. So But I had the Bills going 12-5 this year, give or take maybe 2 or 3 games, but that's not going to win That's not going to win this division. And let me know. Let me know why you guys aren't the next Dallas Cowboys, because it's starting to really sound like that. This year is our year.
Okay. I never.
If he goes missing, it had nothing to do with me. That's all I gotta say.
No, in fairness, we give Dak Prescott. He gets clowned a lot, but in reality, is him and Josh Allen not much different? They both, when the playoffs come, seem to they kind of blow it, but they're always in that contention. So maybe they're the AFC Buffalo Cowboys.
Man,
the truth does hurt.
I can't. Whenever I think of the Bills, man, I don't know, man. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. It's sad. I just can't help but go back to Jim Kelly. Every time I just think about Jim Kelly, I can't stop thinking about Jim Kelly, and it's just
sad.
It's just I don't know. Like
it's
I know,
like I'm watching the commercials with the poor puppies that are being beaten, and they need my $2 donation.
Where's that Sarah McLachlan song when you need it?
In the eyes of the angel. That one.
It's just a buffalo. Just kidding.
Y'all tell me what is worse. What do you want for your team? Tell me, would you rather be a Browns fan and just know that it's terrible and it's never gonna happen, or do you want to be a Bills fan that just gets hyped every season, gets just to the precipice of glory every season, and then your hopes dashed at the end? Which one is better?
I want to be a Bucks fan where I'll watch the games on TV when they're good and the ticket prices are expensive, and when they suck, I'll go to the games and sit in the heat because I'm paying $20 a ticket. That's what I want to be.
All right.
Okay,
Scooter,
so y'all want to talk trash.
Scooter, I'm going to help you.
With the Bills. Give me the win-loss. Give me some win-losses for the Bills.
All right, I
say they're going to go 13-4.
13-4. Okay. As a Dolphin fan, I'm not going to go as crazy. The Dak Prescott thing, that comparison is a little. There's some argument there. Josh Allen's still Josh Allen. The problem I have with Josh Allen that might change this year is he always, when that big game, he tries to do everything himself.
Too much.
And when he had his MVP season, he had Ken Dorsey as his quarterback coach. And Ken had him move the ball around and trust the other players. If he could get back to that, the Buffalo Bills could be a team that could give a lot of headache to other teams. The problem is, I don't think he can. I don't know if Coleman and his 4.640 and Curtis Samuel are enough at wide receiver. I mean, is that an upgrade from Stiggs and Gabe Davis? But they have a scary tight end group with Kincaid and Dawson Knox. So
Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
So they've got. I'm going to put them at 10-5. Their defense is still stout. They still got Von Miller. They got Milano, who is one of my favorite linebackers. That guy just gets it. I got him at.
He's awesome.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Sorry, 11-6. I'm going to put them at 11-6, not 10-5.
Jeez.
I think this division is going to be. I think they're going to beat up on each other a little bit. All of them are going to beat up on the Patriots, so that's a given. But the other ones are, you got to give 3 losses to everybody. I think in that division right off the bat. But I could see it. I could see a 10-7 too. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to retract it. I'm going to go 10-7 with them. The losses on defense worry me. With they lose Tavarius White, they lose Porter, they lose their center with Morris. So it's going to be interesting.
They lost everyone. What are you talking about?
They did not lose that much. I mean, they still got Von Miller. They got Greg Rousseau. They got Milano.
They got the corpse of Von Miller.
Yeah.
It's not the same Von. It's not the same Von Miller. Come on now. That's not the Von Miller we know. Now. That's Von Miller after 2 ACLs. So am I adding one? No. Yeah.
I'm gonna go 10-7.
I would say all that. Yeah, I say all that to say I have them as the leaders of the division. I think they're going to take the division still. I also have them at 12-5.
Much love, Theo.
I got them at 12-5. I think, I do think that, like I said a couple of weeks ago, they are trying to rebuild what the Chiefs have done the past couple of years. A bunch of no names at wide receiver, solid tight ends, and let your quarterback, do all the heavy lifting and figure it out. Is Josh Allen Patrick Mahomes? No, but
No.
he at least has the machismo, and we know that the guy can take over a game, even though he does too much at times. I think that's what they're going for, and I think it's going to succeed to an extent. Are they going to win? I don't know if they're going to make it or win the Super Bowl, but I still have them as the leaders of this division. That's all
And
I'm
Sean
going to say.
McDermott isn't Andy Reid. So
No, he's not. No, he's not.
They can try
He's
and
way
hit,
fitter, that's for
Control
sure.
C as much as they want, but the only thing that they're doing is Control C, and they're hovering over the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Every single year. It is our year. Well, let's go to a team that has been on the... You know what? You guys are just too scared of the comments anymore. I'm not afraid of the comments. I've been in the gauntlet for years, all right? So let's go to a team, though, that has put the entire NFL in a gauntlet for 20-something years, and that is the New England Patriots. And now they are the ones that deserve the beating that they are going to get this year. I'm just going to go ahead and kick it right off. They have the third hardest schedule in the league. The third hardest schedule in the league, and they probably have arguably one of the worst rosters in the league with an unproven coach. I give them one win, and that's against the Cardinals because it's the Cardinals, but they're going to be a 1-16 team, and I wouldn't be surprised if Drake May just retires after this year.
Oh boy, this is a tough one today.
Wow.
Hey,
but
love
he
it.
might not be wrong either. I'm gonna give him more than one win. I'm gonna give him 4-13. They still have some defensive players in place, but they don't have Bill Belichick, so I don't know how Jeremiah is gonna pan out. Their season 100% is gonna hinge on Drake May, and that's a lot of pressure for a guy coming in with not a lot of weapons. I don't know if Bourne, Douglas, and Juju is going to be enough for them. I mean, they got Jalen Polk from Washington, so maybe that. I still don't think it's enough. And even
Javon
at
Baker.
tight end, they don't. They're thin, man. Yeah, I mean, their best weapons is Rondé Stevenson, and I don't even. I mean, there's only so much. I mean, once the defense is key on him, man, that's a tough go for these guys. I feel for Drake May. He could be in for a long rookie season.
Yeah, they're about as
Patriots-
thin in the wide receiver position as the covers and the masseuse parlors. You know what I mean?
Here in the comment section, Dave is going to
Hey,
be murdered.
just Dave, watch out with those comments because Tom Brady's gonna just. All I'm saying is, we know Brady. He's
Tom Brady's
sensitive.
listening. Hey, what's
He's
up?
sensitive.
You know what I mean?
He's sensitive to those comments. But you said people are scared of the comments. I listen. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of the comments. I'm not scared at all.
Hey!
I'm not scared of the comment
Whoa.
section. Patriots.
Whoa.
Another season, another losing season, another deserved season of sucking after years of pain dished out to the rest of the league. You listen. I wish David. I wish I gave them 1 and I wish I had the gall to give them 1-16 again. But I gave them 4-13. I gave them 4 wins out of the whole season. Listen,
I thought you were going to say 0-17 at first, man.
No. I wish. But listen, they are going
Shots
to get
fired.
lucky and get 4 games, and but those 4 games, there's like 4 games in between each of those wins. So there's going to be a lot of sucking going around. The Patriots are going to learn once again what it is to feel pain, and they continue to deserve it year after year. It's not over. It's not going to end anytime soon. Enjoy it. Love it. It is what the rest of the league has had to go through. Buckle up.
For real.
4-13 for you.
Dude.
And the wins that you
Does
do
anybody
get are going to
feel-
be nail biters.
Hey, Patriot fans, everybody loves that they're gonna have another losing season. Like,
Love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
I don't think that.
I feel a little joy in my heart right now.
Doesn't it feel
A little
good?
They're gonna
green
take
guy
the
in my
Doesn't it feel?
heart.
It just feels good. I'm sorry. It just feels good. You just. Everyone remembers what it was like with when Brady was on that team. Everyone remembers what it was like. It just felt like you had no chance. I don't know. It's just
So
Anyway, I'm not gonna rant
if
anymore.
we're gonna ride the wave.
Go ahead, Scooter.
We're gonna ride this wave of Patriot hate here for a second. If everyone recaps, right, just paint the picture to the late 80s and 90s where the Patriots just sucked. Okay? Pre-Drew Bledsoe, pre-Dynasty, pre-everything that you saw with Robert Kraft and in the Bill Belichick area, y'all are going to suck. You're going to go 3-14, the opposite of the Bills. The Bills are going to run the table. The Jets are going to run the table. And then the Miami Dolphins are just going to hit you in the face. They're just going to keep going. And be like, suck it. That's all I got to say. You're going to have a rookie quarterback, a rookie coach. You're going to have an excellent defense because that's just how New England does it. But you can't win games. You have no one to throw the ball to. You have a barely B-plus running back. Just eat it for the next 3 to 4 years. Let everyone else have fun and stay at the bottom. We love you guys for listening.
We're alienating a fan base here.
We'll scrape off some of our crumbs. Don't worry about it.
I hope they bring back those stupid white helmets with the guy hiking the ball. That makes it even better. Says they're back when they're mediocrity.
Patriots. Continue.
They didn't even know how to hike it. They needed to paint the picture for him. All right, so Bill, Patriots fans, hey, welcome to the Beard Zone Sports Talk. Appreciate you. Let's go ahead and move forward though, because this is the one that this is going to get spicy. Scooter, Theo, but just buckle up. Just buckle up for this ride. And if you're watching this, buckle up because me and Carlos do not see eye to eye on this whatsoever. And I might get punched. So, physically too. So not just in the comment section, but the Miami Dolphins. I gave the honors to Scooter because he is the fan of the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna go ahead and give the honor to Carlos. Carlos, tell us why the Miami Dolphins are going to be a disappointment again this year.
I'm going to concede this part. I'm going to go last, and I'm going to tell you why you guys are all wrong. On this.
Okay. I'll start.
Okay,
then.
so then fine. I'll kick. Okay, yeah, Theo.
Let me start. I'm gonna start because I'm the. I think you should go right before him. But I'm just gonna start. I think I got the most median take here. I'm going with 10-7. 10-7 for the Dolphins. I just.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think it's. Right now they just kind of seem like in that division like they're the middle. It's not bad. It's not great. I think they're gonna find their way to win, a few games and have a chance to make it into the playoffs. But I mean, honestly, I just can't see. Just going through their games. It's just kind of tough for me to see domination. Against the some of the kind of bigger matchups that they have going on here. So I think 10-7 is great. I mean, it's positive. It's a positive season, right? Yeah.
And it could get a wild card. It could get a wild card.
Yeah.
I guess I'll take second here. I know Carlos is a Miami fan, and I got my solid taste of the Dolphins with my old college roommate Kenny Holton, and he blew my mind with the whole Ronnie Brown and all that stuff, and some good times, right? The Dolphins to me look like a team that can absolutely upset the balance of the hierarchy in the AFC because of what they got on offense. But on defense, they had some injuries and some guys leave the team. I still think they have a pretty good solid core there, especially with Phillips coming back. MetLife will not take another ACL unless it's probably Aaron Rodgers again. the Dolphins to me seem like a 11 or 12 win team simply because of the talent base that they have.
I knew I liked Scooter.
They'll come in second in the pecking order, with Jets going third and obviously the Patriots leaving the bottom, as we love it. So the Dolphins will upset somebody in their division, probably cause some drama. They're going to upset somebody in the other divisions as well, but I don't think they are number one in the division currently based on what they have. Just because of what they can put up on offense doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to a win.
Yeah, I can see that. Fair point, Scooter.
Fair
now
points.
let's
Okay,
just
David.
now
points,
let's just sit back.
It's David's
Let me
turn.
say something.
Where's my popcorn? Where's my popcorn at?
No. Let me just say something.
Oh,
Because I know Carlos is going to already mention it. All right. I did this a couple of days ago. I sat down. I looked at everyone's record.
He was
Patriots,
drinking.
very tough schedule. Okay. I was drinking water. But I came to the Dolphins' schedule. They have, I believe, the fourth hardest schedule in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the Patriots. It's going to be the tale of two halves, I believe. I believe it's going to be the tale of two halves for the Miami Dolphins. I think that they're going to get off to a really, really hot start. Their schedule in the beginning of the year is very favorable. If you look at all their matchups, it's a very favorable schedule. But you get to week 13, 12, it starts to get tough. And it's a really long stretch of games where a lot of the games could be toss-ups, right? They have the Jets a couple of times. I believe that they play the Buffalo Bills one more time there at the end. They play the San Francisco 49ers. And then I also believe that they play the Rams as well. Some toss-up games in there. I will say that. Is it 100% going to be they're going to lose all of them? No. But it's going to be tough. They even had to play the Cleveland Browns, which we talked about it last week. Cleveland Browns are, I mean, they were a good team, right? But we just don't see them being that great this year because we don't know what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. I know Tua's in his contract year, and I know everyone is thinking that Tua is going to have a major year, a breakthrough year, because this is what happens every single year when a quarterback wants to get paid. I get it. But they're scheduled there at the end of the year, and this division is not an easy division. So I'm going to take them, and I'm going to put them at 10-7, just like Theo, and I have them coming in third in the division. Still could be a playoff spot, still could be a wild card, depending on what the AFC North does. I don't think we have to worry about too much for the West and the South on what they're going to produce. But they could sneak into the wild card, and we'll see what happens. And getting your team to the playoffs, and maybe even getting a playoff win finally, could help you get a big contract if you're Tua.
Are you done?
I am.
Okay, good.
I think it was very fair.
I think Scooter take was very good. 12-5 is a respectable record. You other two guys, Jesus Christ, here we go. You mentioned Tua is in a contract year. Every quarterback that is a good quarterback in a contract year seems to have this great season. And I think that's not. I don't think Tua's contract gets done before the season starts. I think they're going to wait. They do have $18 million coming from Xavier Howard in a few days, but I think they're going to use that. I believe the Dolphins are in a win now mentality. They have the best wide receiving core, arguably in the NFL, but definitely in that division. Their running back stable is it's pretty good. I mean, Mozart with A-Chain, and they just got right from Tennessee. They get Jonnu Smith. They finally get a pass-catching tight end in there to help them out. And their O-line's not as bad. Even I thought the O-line was rough.
Wasn't a catching tight end?
No, Gesicki's a wimp. That's why he's irrelevant anymore. The guy was a pushover in the NFL. He was like the Walmart version of Travis Kelce.
With a terrible gritty.
No.
That's
Yeah, he's
Well, I mean, no.
yeah. on there. Their defense, they added some people in on defense. I think that gives them what they've been lacking, and that's aggression. They're going to lose Xavier, which in the beginning I thought, that's going to be rough, but he seems to be on the downhill slide of his career. I still think Ramsey is still got it. He brings a lot of that cockiness that you need in football, especially at that position. They go out and they get Bruce Irvin, who's
delusion, depending on how you look at it.
That guy's got it still. They bring in Bruce Irvin. They bring in Anthony Walker Jr., who he's got a history of injuries, but he's tough. He's a tough dude. They bring in Neville Gilmore from I believe the Cowboys, but they bring in Kendall Fuller from Washington, who can tackle. Man, this guy's he's going to be a change of pace for them than with Xavier. Xavier wasn't known for that. They bring in Jordan Brooks at linebacker from Seattle, tough dude on there to replace. They go to Buffalo and they like, hey, we need one of your best guys in the back there. So they bring in Poyer, and then they go over there to the Mighty Bucks. Can't wait till we get to them. And then they get Shaquille Barrett to help add that depth for Bradley Chubb and Phillips. And then they draft Chop Robinson. So they've added depth where they needed to, just in case of those injuries where they made the mistake for last year. But I see this team as I have them at 12-5 too. But I don't know if they're going to win the division. The Jets are still a very scary threat. But I don't think 10-7. And David did, first of all, say 7-10 for them. So don't let him fool you with his 10-7.
I corrected it.
Yeah, after his hangover wore off, he corrected it.
They're a good team.
I see them as a team. They're a really good team, but I think they're being underestimated because of the Jets, and then you still have Buffalo.
And the Bills, yeah.
I just think Tua, man, he's seeing everybody else get the bag, and he wants that Jared Goff money. And I just have a feeling he's going to ball out this year. Health concerns, all that, I don't foresee unless it's a freak injury. I see this being a really good football team that's going to – I still think the Chiefs and Ravens are the head of class as long as – I guess we can throw Cincy in there too, depending on Burrow. But if they lose Higgins, I think they drop down. I don't think they're as strong as they will be. But, man, it wouldn't even be surprisingly if they go 13-4 also. I'm telling you, man, this is a better football team than what people are seeing. I mean, it's better than Houston,
like one
Texas
concussion away from being Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. They didn't address the biggest thing to keep Tua upright. They didn't address the offensive line. They added depth. They went and they added depth and the old age guys.
They got O-line, Dave. They
went out and got Aaron Brewer from Tennessee, who's a top center. So you feel they didn't even have a center last year. Their starting center in Williams was hurt. Teron Armstead is a good tackle. They have Austin Jackson who got paid last year. Also, their offensive line is better than what it looks on paper. They lost a couple guys, but they lost the guys that were hurt last year. And I think Isaiah Wynn actually turned out to be a pretty good guard for them with Robert Jones on the other side. This team, I'm telling you now, is better than what you guys are giving it. I think they're going to turn some heads. And I don't buy the Tua thing with his concussions. There's players that get concussions all the time in football. I get it. He's going to get them, or he's had them. But man, it's a contract year. Like look at Baker last year. It's contract year, and he gets paid.
I mean, all I say, I know Odell has been kind of team hopping the past 3 years. Every team he's been on has made at least a deep player front, if not won the Super Bowl. So
their wide receiving core, man, can carry this football team a long way. And if they go out, and it's not a great signing, but it's a good backup if they go out and sign Tannehill soon, even if Tua does go down. I mean, you have Odell, Tyreek, Waddle. I mean, Tyreek, arguably, we can go run numbers of who's better, him or Jefferson, Waddle, Odell. They have Berrios sitting there too as their number 4, and this guy was a starter for the Jets a couple years ago. So, man,
all right, okay.
I mean,
all right.
he's no
13-4.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
go
don't know
12 and
about
5, but I wouldn't surprise me if they go 13 and 4.
Come on, say it with your chest. 13 and 4. That's what he's saying. Put it down.
13 and 4.
There you go. There you
and
go.
I'm gonna give them the division.
All right.
It is time.
Come on.
Because the New York Jets are always the New
I'm
York
gonna
Jets.
say it with my chest, 10 and 7. Congratulations, you got yourself another wild card spot. Hopefully, Tua can get a win. If not, call Kirk Cousins' agent. Maybe he can help you get the bag still. Let's go ahead.
Delusion is coming, everyone. Just wait for Dave. Delusion's coming.
Oh yeah. It's
Why do I
about
always
Hey, you
you
know
want
what?
your Dave.
Jets
You want
fans,
you want to
say it with
island
me
this
right
time,
now.
man.
Jets, Jets. Aaron Rodgers got hurt last year. They got robbed of what that team was destined for last year. This year is the team of destiny. I can promise you
They
that.
got what they
Because
deserved.
No, they didn't get anything
Yes.
what they deserved. You're just saying that because you're a Miami Dolphins fan. And Scooter, you're saying that because you're a Buffalo Bills fan. Go back and do your freaking therapy session with the Dallas Cowboys. All right.
Scooter. When's the last time have the Jets been good? No matter when they put good Joe
Mark
Namath,
Sanchez, actually.
Mark Sanchez and the butt
with
fumble?
Mark
Rex
Sanchez?
Ryan. Yeah.
the butt fumbler.
Mark Sanchez is arguably the best Jets
Whoa.
quarterback.
I think it's Chad
Whoa.
Pennington.
I think it's Joe Flacco.
I think it's dang it. All right. Jets. The New York Jets have one of the easiest schedules in the league. They still have one of the top defenses in the league. And now they got a healthy Aaron Rodgers back. I know everyone is wondering, hey, is this ACL going to be? I think he'll be fine. And you pissed off Aaron Rodgers. I think it was Greg Jennings, or no. One of his old wide receivers was on ESPN, and he was talking about how Aaron Rodgers is pissed off. And when you piss off Aaron Rodgers, he
It was
plays
probably
really
Greg
well.
Jennings or Donald Driver.
I think it was Donald Driver.
Was that in between his gummy intake that he was so mad?
Listen, man, I let you talk for 4 minutes about the Miami Dolphins, and you list off every single freaking player on their roster, okay? So we heard about, all the 30-year-olds who are going to help your beloved Miami Dolphins win a Super Bowl, just to go ahead and make up for the one that Dan Marino never won. Okay, but the New York Jets are going to go 15-2 this year. I have them winning that division. I know it's a bold take, but I like this team a lot. They have one of the easiest schedules in
Say that one more time. I need that win-loss one more.
The New York Jets I have going 15-2, and I have them winning this division. Now, can you give them a couple of games here or there? Absolutely. Would I be surprised if they slide down to 13-4? No, not at all. But I don't see them going anything less than a 13-4, maybe a 12-5. They have one of the easiest schedules in the league, and they have one of the top talents in the league. They have one of the best teams in the league. Everyone is just like, oh, well, no, it's the Jets. They have Aaron Rodgers. They have a pissed off Aaron Rodgers. Don't underestimate that. Because every time that we've had a pissed off Aaron Rodgers, it seems like he's won an MVP at least that year. So be on the lookout.
Like earlier, they have the Von Miller Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that, man. They do have Aaron Rodgers, but this is not the same Aaron Rodgers. These things are not the same. Aaron Rodgers' last season of relevance on the Packers, which is the last thing that we have to go off of with Aaron Rodgers, was really, really not great. We saw him really kind of come down in every aspect of the game, yards per target. He ran less. I think it was his worst record of his career. It was not great. And to see him come back with the Jets, I just don't feel like there was. Well, anyway, I gave him 11-6. By the way, 11-6 to the Jets. I think that's a much more reasonable number. But I'm worried, man. I don't know. Have you seen the video? Did you see the video of Aaron Rodgers at practice a
Yes,
day
and
ago?
then did you see the video where Pat McAfee said from his source, Sis, which means that it's a text message from Aaron Rodgers, saying that he had a blister on the back of his foot, dude. It's not the Achilles.
my!
That's
It's
exactly
It's
what
not
it
the
looks like.
Achilles,
A
dude.
blister.
Oh.
I mean, it
I'm gonna
sounds.
throw
He's-
my
he's
water
gonna
at you,
need-
bro.
Give him some
Everyone
Centennium
was talking about
100
it. The
because
only
he's
reason why I
older.
said that is because
He's gonna
everyone
be
was talking about
coughing his
his
lungs
ACL.
out.
It's not his Achilles. It wasn't his Achilles. He went back there and he went to go and tuck something away for a blister. But everyone's just like, oh, the Achilles is bad still. Okay, and then he was running around full speed.
There is no full speed for Aaron Rodgers. Him and
Hey,
Tom Brady are both in a race
okay,
for the
I-
six
I think the Jets are
Jeez.
gonna be good. I'm giving them second in this division. It's I still worry about kind of it all coming together. I'm not a fan of the offensive coordinator. That defense is still killer, and the defense could carry them. The defense could be the difference makers in this team that allow them to propel to another level. And if Aaron Rodgers is even a percentage of what he was, then I could see a better record. I don't know what 15-2, but I could see a better record happening on this upcoming season. So yeah, that's going to be my give for the Jets. 11-6, and I think that's good. I think that's doing a lot.
The Jets are going 10-7. Aaron Rodgers is on the decline. He's getting blisters. He's getting high. He needs to take fatherhood and just sail off into the sunset. I got some kids' toys if he needs them. 10-7 for the Jets, only simply because of their defense. And if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, it doesn't shatter his other ankle in the process at MetLife. Rest in peace, all the injuries for the players that survived that field. Like, why do you think Saquon left New York? Because he was playing at MetLife. That field is going to ruin Aaron Rodgers' career. 10-7, simply because of defense. You said they got an easy schedule. That's only because Roger Goodell had pity for the entire Jets organization for sucking since the 60s.
Whatever. I mean, however it happens, I don't care. That's not my choice.
I'm kind of with you guys on this, except for Delulu over here. I'm not. I'm gonna put them at 11-6 because their defense is stout on paper.
Oh yeah,
it is. It's scary good on paper. But we all know injuries can change things. But I still have questions on offense with them. Their wide receiver core, but it's always a if healthy. Mike Williams, if he's healthy. I mean, Alan Lazard. Nobody's ever gonna say like, oh, I hope we get Alan Lazard on our team. But Garrett Wilson is a stud. Tight end, they got Conklin, but Rodgers doesn't throw to the tight end. He's had good tight ends in the past. He just doesn't like to throw to the tight end. The running backs are good. Hall, he's a stud.
Yeah.
And then they get Cohen, they just signed to back up.
That was crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good signing. I think he's rehabbing from the injury. He's recovering, and he's a guy that comes in though. He's still quick and fast. So I don't know their offensive line. It's good. I think it's on the Dolphins level. I'm not going to say Dolphins level. Their O line's great, but I think they've got their 2 to 3. But it is something that it's going to make Aaron Rodgers move this year or throw a pass when he doesn't want to, take some hits. I mean, he's had the broken collarbone, now the Achilles, and he's 20 years in the NFL, man. Not too many people. I mean, even look at Brady when he got to that time. He declined that last year in Tampa, man. He wasn't good. You can just tell he just wasn't good anymore. That arm wasn't as strong. So I'm going to give them 11-6. I think the defense is going to win them, 6 games on there, and then they're going to take 2 from the Patriots. So I give them 11-6 record.
Hey, there you go.
Anything else there, Delulu?
There you go.
I stand strong on my opinions, and I'll die in the comment section later. I'm okay with it.
Woo!
It's been a real assessment of the AFC East, everybody. We appreciate you for listening this far. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share button. Let us know what you think. On our socials, we got us on Twitter, X at the Beard Zone Pod. Got us on Facebook at the Beard Zone Sports Talk. And then you got us on Instagram at the Beard Zone Football Podcast. Nothing has changed except for the name. We already went over that a few episodes ago. It's been a real time. Stay tuned for the next breakdown. I believe we're
AFC
going to
South.
stick with the AFC South with the Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, which are the only team to actually have Patrick Mahomes lose most of the time. Then you got
Jaguars,
the up-and-coming Jags, and
Titans.
Who will be going
Tennessee,
17
which
and
is
0.
the huge question mark. Tennessee's got the huge question mark.
Will Levis.
But again, thank you for listening, everybody. We're hitting the AFC South next time. On that note, Beard Zone